All right, guys, I think I'm focused right here. Yeah, what is up? It's been a while. Hey, so I recently got interviewed by Americans living abroad. One of my friends, he does this YouTube channel, and he decided to interview me. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. He decided to ask me about questions of Japan and, any advice for people that are living here. And, I did the whole interview and stuff. I did it and it was cool. I didn't really know that he had like a good amount of followers. I just like thought it was just like a passion project type thing, and then I looked at his channel and I was like, whoa, he's got a lot. But anyways, yeah, I talked to him. I did the interview. It was a lot of fun. It was casual. I shared my insights of living in Japan, things that I've learned while being here, and throughout the process I was like, whoa, I actually know quite a couple things about this country, I've been here for a while. It's been 3 years plus, 3 years and a half. And, I learned a lot of things about, the culture and how to move around here and just like, how to handle things, not just being in Japan, but overall, like how life can be better. And I think I developed a lot. I grew a lot here in this country, not because of the Japan itself, just because, as you age, you get to know a little bit more about yourself, the things that you like, what works better for you in your routines and everything like that. So I got a lot of time over here in Japan to like sit in one place and kind of develop my personality, my confidence, my way of living, the things that I like, things that I don't like, and it just an overall had the opportunity to get myself a little bit more well-rounded, as opposed to when I was like backpacking like in different countries and stuff. Yeah, man, it was great. It's great backpacking and traveling and just doing being free and all. But there is a bit of lack of having time to just sit down, be still, and kind of round yourself out. And I think that's what I needed. After backpacking for like a few years. I think it was like 3 years, around that much. Just like going back to my home country, working, grinding, getting money, saving up, going across to like Southeast Asia, to Mexico, to like Europe and stuff, and just like browsing around the world. And it was a great experience, but I needed some time to like sit down and just like be with myself and just like learn a little bit in a different way. So coming to Japan, it was a great opportunity to do this. So, and yeah, it's been fun so far. But yeah, I wanted to reflect a little bit about the interview and how I feel like it affected me, because I got to meet somebody that's been working on his project, and I think he has a pretty good amount of success like developing this project, the thing that he's working on, which is his YouTube channel. His YouTube. I'm sorry, I'm mixing up my Japanese pronunciation with my English pronunciation. His YouTube channel, right? So I got to see how he was handling it. I was like, wow, you know what? I'm actually pretty inspired right now. And so I was like, I haven't done a video for myself in a while. So why don't I go ahead and ride the wave? Because, I did his channel thing, and there has been a little bit of a spill. So, like, I've been getting a few subscribers, not a crazy amount, but like a few subscribers and a few, like, yeah, just a little bit of a spill from his channel, right? And so yeah, I decided to ride this wave. Maybe I could like do a little bit more work on like public speaking and my communication styles. And I also noticed that during the interview, I was a little bit sloppy with my words, meaning that I was using a lot of filler words. I was not speaking clearly, which is something that I tried to like get better at when I was doing videos for myself last year. And I think I did get better somewhat, but overall I felt like I used a lot of filler words during the interview. I started stuttering in my words, not pronouncing words correctly. And I do have to say, I think it's because I've been in Japan for so long and I don't get to speak English as much as when I was living in America. Formulating thoughts and just like putting it into words. I do see myself like struggling and fumbling my words a lot more And so sometimes I get a little bit insecure about it. It's like, hey, like I'm not speaking correctly. I'm like fumbling around, and I'm not, speaking as clear as I could be, right? And I do think that that comes with learning a new language, especially if you're immersing yourself in that target language, which, for me it was Japanese, right? So I use like strange grammar sometimes, and sometimes I use English that's not correct and it's only used in Japan. It only makes sense in Japan, this type of English. So I've been like a little bit more conscious of that. So I'm like thinking, all right, so I gotta protect my English ability somehow. So I also thought maybe if I do produce some more YouTube channels, maybe I have more chance to, formulate my thoughts and put it into words, share my opinions, and it's just like killing two birds with one stone. I get to like speak in English using like the most brain power that I have, or the leftover brain power that I have after work, and just like grow something at the same time, because that's what it's all about, trying to grow something here as well. And hopefully I get to help anybody that's watching this, like whoever's coming to Japan, whoever is thinking about coming to Japan, whoever's already living in Japan, just like trying to get like information out of somebody that's doing the same thing. I know that for myself, I do watch other people's videos of their life in Japan, just to see like what I can get from it, because I don't interact with too many foreign. I do interact with a lot of foreigners here, but I don't have full on conversations all the time, because I'm also trying to like get better at Japanese, and so I try to put myself in situations where I'm speaking more Japanese than I am in English. So there's that. And sometimes I feel like yeah, I'm actually not gonna get into that. Yeah, but anyways, I hope that I get to help other people during their journey, while living in Japan, or if like they're thinking of coming here. I think it'd be great. What else am I trying to do for the rest? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do some videos on like how to study Japanese, and more things that I've learned, while being here, things that I feel like I've kind of gotten used to, and I feel like, for example, you know what? I'm gonna save it for the next video. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This is me, Giovanni. We're back. Maybe we're gonna be trying to put more videos out there and see what we can do with this. All right, guys. All right, peace.